Hey, what's up, guys? A few weeks back, I learned something kind of interesting that was kind of shocking to me. Kind of really stood out. So I thought I was going to share that with you guys. It was nighttime, and I was coming back from Tijuana, and I go to Tijuana or Rosarito, Ensenada, probably about 3 or 4 times a month. And usually before I cross back into the U.S., I stop at a store, a grocery store, or a convenience store, and I'll buy a bottle of wine. I do this several times a month, and I bring it back into the U.S. with no issue. When I'm coming back in, and I put it up on the counter when I'm at the station having my passport scanned. And the guy started asking a couple of questions like this, and saying something about that I knew that I'm violating some kind of law. Like, oh, really? What's that? Something about bringing a 1 liter of alcohol per month, transferring it over. I thought this is strange. I always thought that, it was 1 liter per person per time coming across. So I said, okay, whatever, blah, blah. Just to get done with the whole thing. I then come back home and started researching this. I then sent a email to Washington, D.C. to, I guess this is Homeland Security. Let me see what it says here. This is the ttb.gov. That's the ending of the end of the email address. So then I ask him, like who sets this policy? What's the real policy? Because I'm hearing conflicting things. They tell me in this email there is no federal limit on the amount of alcohol a trailer may import into the U.S. for personal use. Listen to that. There is no federal limit on the amount of alcohol a trailer may import into the U.S. for personal use. And then a few words down, it says a general rule of thumb is that 1 case of alcohol is a personal use quality. 1 case, not 1 liter, as this guy was saying. Then I started asking some other people, and they were saying that this is about the state. Oh, okay. I asked a few other my coworkers. They said, there could be some kind of state issues. The next part of the sentence, although travelers are still subject to state restrictions, which may allow less. So this guy was basically trying to enforce California law. I then did some research, so this is all here on this side. I then printed off the other side. This is from the California Alcohol Beverage... Oh, hang on. California Alcohol Beverage Control Board. Okay, now listen to this part. This is what federal officials are choosing to enforce. A pedestrian crossing the international border on foot may bring in only the amount of alcohol beverage which are exempt from payment of duty in accordance with the existing provision of federal law. Currently, this is 1 liter every 31 days. They're choosing to enforce the stricter aspect of it. I mean, look back on what the other part of what this is from the Border and Customs Enforcement here. A general rule of thumb is that 1 case of alcohol is a personal use quality. This is strange. It says that this one guy, I've never had any of these CBP officers choose to enforce the more restrictive state law. They've always gone, I've even said, oh, I'm declaring 1 liter of wine here. And someone said, oh, I don't care. And they just wave me on, get out of here, you're done. And now they really need to have some signage up there stating this, that they want to go by, the station is in California, they're going by what the California law is. So just to clarify, for some people who they live in border areas, whether it's Texas, Arizona, if you're up in Washington, the more northern states, New York. So yeah, it's interesting aspect that the federal officials are choosing to enforce state laws, which I had no idea that they're doing. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.